Hi there. Let's take an in-depth look at defining context of your organization in the view of Information Security Management System or the ISO/IEC 27001 standard. And what exactly does the context of organization means? Clause 4 in ISO/IEC 27001 standard contains the following. Clause 4.1, understanding the organization and its context. Clause 4.2, understanding the needs and expectations of interested parties. Clause 4.3, determining the scope of Information Security Management System. And Clause 4.4, Information Security Management System. Let's start with Clause 4.1, understanding the organization and its context. As stated by the standard, the organization shall determine external and internal issues that are relevant to its purpose and that affect its ability to achieve the intended outcome of its information security management system. Organizations should also monitor and review information about these external and internal issues periodically. External issues in an organization can be determined from the perspective of cultural, social, political, legal, regulatory, financial, economic, international, national, regional, local, or any other issues related to the business organization from external perspective. Internal issues, on the other hand, can be determined from the perspective of governance, policies and objectives, capabilities, information systems, values, or culture in an organization. In view of Information Security Management System, organizations should emphasize the CIA fundamental. External and internal issues should look into the aspects of confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. The Reliable People Process Technology Analysis is a useful guide for this process. In people, issues can relate to the level of competency, type of expertise required, level of awareness, or the adequacy of roles and responsibilities defined. In process, issues can relate to the adequacy of existing policy, procedures, guideline, or standard operating procedure in securing organizations' information. In technology, issues can relate to the condition of server, stability of applications, adequacy of security tools for your web and endpoint, threat management, and also the availability of disaster recovery. It is important to take time to really understand external and internal issues of your organization. Here are some examples of external and internal issues. External issues can be described as high dependency on external providers, change towards regulatory requirements by authorities, cyber threat that could impact your business operation. Internal issues can be described as sharing of user ID and password among employees, inadequate control and monitoring on user access rights following employee internal transfer, or using end-of-life operating system for server. Next is Clause 4.2, understanding the needs and expectations of interested parties. As stated by the standard, the organization shall determine the interested parties that are relevant to the Information Security Management System and the requirements of interested parties relevant to information security. The requirement of interested parties may include legal and regulatory requirements and contractual obligations. Okay, who are your interested parties? And what exactly does interested party mean? Well, interested party is defined as the person or organization that can affect, be affected by, or perceive itself to be affected by a decision or activity. Interested parties can be your top management, employees, investors or shareholders, regulators, auditors, government authorities, customers, suppliers, and also vendors. Once you have determined your interested parties, then you need to identify their needs and expectations that are relevant to your organization information security. Here are some examples of interested parties' needs and expectations. For customers, they need and expect accurate information being provided. Availability of systems, services, or information at all times. Protection and security of their private and confidential information. For top management, they would expect that company and customer informations are protected and secured, high availability and on-time service delivery, and compliance towards regulatory, contracts, and standard requirements. Okay, it is then followed by Clause 4.3, determining the scope of Information Security Management System. As stated by the standard, the organization shall determine the boundaries and applicability of the Information Security Management System to establish its scope. When determining the scope, the organization shall consider the external and internal issues referred, the interested parties' requirements referred, and interfaces and dependencies between activities performed by the organization and those that are performed by other organizations. The scope shall be available as documented information. Bear in mind, not all of the elements of ISO/IEC 27001 standard may be applicable to the size and nature of your organization. You should identify your boundaries, applicability, and dependencies to clearly define your information security management system scope. The following questionnaire might help you in identifying your boundaries, applicability, and dependencies. What are your organization's critical business and information? What are the processes within the chosen ISMS scope? Which are the key functions operating these processes? Which are the functions supporting the operation of these processes? What are the systems and communication channels used? What are the outsourced or shared services required? And what are the exclusions towards the chosen ISMS scope? After the ISMS scoping statement has been defined, document it into your ISMS manual or ISMS framework. Lastly is Clause 4.4 Information Security Management System. As stated by the standard, the organization shall establish, implement, maintain, and continually improve an information security management system in accordance with the requirement of this international standard. Information Security Management System, ISO/IEC 27001 standard apply the plan, do, check, act, PDCA life cycle. In order for you to establish and implement a successful information security management system, you need to plan on developing your information security management system, do or implement the established processes, check the performance of your information security management system, and act upon any non-conformity and improvement. So that is the explanation of context of organization. Thank you.